Hi guys, Amber Craft, your local writer here. Now, it is week 3 of PREPtober. It is getting so close. It is right around the corner. Now, for people who don't know, November is National Writing Novel Month. And so during October we do PREPtober, which is getting ready for November by doing everything and anything to get your novel ready so that on day 1 you can write to your heart's content. Now, this is week 3. Getting down to crunch time. This is where your character profiles are going to happen and character development, as well as looking from the inside out for world building if you need it. Now we'll talk about the world building first, so I will tell you down below in the descriptions where to skip to if you don't need that and you just need your character profiling and development. Now world building is not as easy as you thought, is it? Now I've found this out because that's part of Unknown Love. All my people come from an entirely different place and then they come to Earth. So I have Earth people and then I have an entirely different race and all that comes with it. So I can tell you from experience, this is what you need by this week. You should have already figured out last week what your people's appearance looked like, the landscape, the climate, the animals, and at least a government, caste, or currency system. Now this doesn't have to be completely fleshed out, but you need at least enough that you have a common grasp of how you're going to use those things within your novel. But this week we're going to go a little deeper in the world building. Assuming that the time is the here and now, if you have an alternate reality, you want to make that reflect it, but have subtle hints and changes within both realities. If you're writing a novel like me, where your people are from a real place like the Eta Carina Nebula, but they are an entirely made up species with their own government, caste, religion, world, everything, then you're pretty safe on writing whatever and getting as crazy as you want. But you're going to want to know what makes them stand out from humans or the other creatures or people that you were talking about. What defines them. And you're going to need a history to see if that history connects with the other people in the novel. It sounds kind of confusing, so I'm going to give you an example. Now in Unknown Love and my current work in progress, Unknown Family, which I am going to try to finish during NaNoWriMo, I have my Avans, which are from the Eta Carina Nebula. Now the people that I am writing about are the ruling class of Eta Carina, but they come to Earth to try to help out. Now they look human, so that part's easy to write. But they have endless power, magic, and they can become anyone and anything they want. So they can, in essence, shapeshift, but they do it using magic. The only thing that they can never change is the fact that they have piercing blue glacial eyes. Even brighter than a husky, which is the brightest blue I've ever seen. They're almost iridescent, they're so blue. And all of them have pitch black hair. Now they also have their own language, which I've expanded with each novel that I've created. So that just goes to show that if you have enough for your novel to start, you can always add later and as you go. Now in Unknown Family, I have to add these people with nymphs, satyrs, the daughter of hell, and limnitides, which are basically mermaids of the lakes. Now research told me what limits I had on them, but I didn't want to stick to that and stay with that. So I added my own. But it's knowing how to make your own rules while staying within the confines of what you're wanting to create. Now, on character profiles. If you're going to write a novel where it's going to be a standalone and there's no way you can ever or want to ever create a series out of it, then the basic profile will work. If it's a character that is going to make an appearance in multiple novels for more than just a sentence or two, then that's when you're going to want to go into my more complex, but still pretty easy profile for each character. Now down below, I'll put a link to the URL that's in my blog to download those guys. But at the top of it all, there's the basics. Hair, eyes, facial features, history as far as family, jobs, schooling, and friends. Then I have abilities, limitations, consequences of overusing that stuff. That's my basic profile. For a more in-depth profile, I add likes, dislikes for food, music, things like that. reactions to certain emotions, their hopes versus the reality of their life. I try to approach a basic profile as if I was hiring an employee, and the more in-depth profile as if I was trying to interview a potential boyfriend and find all the skeletons in the closet before I said yes to dating them. Which, I know who does that. But we all know what we want in someone, so we always would like to just do that, kind of. Isn't that what dates are? Now, through your outline from last week, you should have a general idea of your characters and how you want them to react in certain situations and who you actually want them to be. Now, if you wrote that on a separate piece of paper like I mentioned last week, you should be all set. And that will give you the basics of your characters. And if you want to use the more complex one to get to know your character more, there is nothing wrong with that. The goal in this whole process is to iron out and glue down your outline, to have found different things you want to add, different things you want to take off, and have a set outline and a set world in which your characters are going to live in. If you've created your outline and your world building well, then your character profile should actually create itself, with the exception of the facial features or the simple details. The parts that are left is going to allow you to delve into the character and actually figure out how that character is going to overcome things and grow as a person or an alien or whatever throughout your story or your series even. I hope you liked this video. I hope it's helped you in some way. If it has, hit that thumbs up button. Subscribe to my channel on your way out if you have not. I post new videos on Wednesdays with tidbits of my daughter and unboxings, and as it is October, gymnastics competitions coming up and the crazy things we do and trips we take along the way. Don't forget, I have a P.O. box, so send me some snail mail. I would love to hear from you guys. Otherwise, happy writing. Bye, guys.